jersey number. So that's why I went with Doc upstairs.
Well, if he waited for Pettigrew, he's number 99. He'd be definitely
at the bottom. So he's 357. That is the leading the team right now. I've looked through the whole list. Here's the 0-1 to Pettigrew. And try to go the other way. He fouls this without a play right side, 0-2. We're up and running. If you're with us on the live stream, welcome. I know a lot of folks in Russellville probably have us tuned in, so a leadoff double for the Cyclones, and Reed was stranded over at third base. Kennan made easy work, and now we're here in the bottom of the first, no score, and Pettigrew at the plate ripped this one to center. Is it going to get over the top of Watkins again? Nope, he made a play on this one. Gave a little better ride, but Watkins was waiting on it.
Yeah, and you're not, as a center fielder, you're not going to make that mistake twice.
Yeah. Well, since we are up and running on the live stream, I'm going to stay here live during between innings here, and we will recap for Russellville leadoff double by John Reed. First pitch swinging off Aiden Kennan, and he advanced to third on a tag of Gabe Ellison's fly ball to center. Josh Powell batted second. He grounded out to third base, and then the fly ball to center was out number 2. Reed moved to third, and then Kennan got Kaufman to pop out to the first baseman over in foul territory. Pettigrew, that was the top of the first. As Ellison came in to pitch for Russellville, he got Adams struck out to lead off for Greenwood. Dawson Holt flied out to right, and then Grant Carnes reached on an error. The center fielder misplayed it, a fly ball off his glove, and then Pettigrew flied out to center. And here we are into the top of the second, no score, and Greenwood and Russellville.
Right now, you always talk about 2-out hits. Both teams had opportunities with runners at second, 2 outs. Somebody needs to strike first and then put a little pressure on the other team.
So Aiden Kennan back to work. Right-handed pitcher. And we've got a lefty digging in here. That's a Blake Dawson, their big first baseman.
Coach Dawson from Arkansas Tech, the Arkansas Tech baseball coach, his son.
Okay, gotcha. And first pitch swing is chopped foul outside first base, strike 1. Yeah, lefty. I wonder if he had aspirations for his son and got him over on the left side, or if he was a true lefty.
It's a good question.
Some parents will do that, and they see baseball in their eyes. Left-handed bats are a good weapon. Way outside from Kennan, 1-1 now. Hostley had to get up and go get it. Mitchell's going to move to his right out in center field. Here it comes the 1-1. Just missed a little low and inside. 2-1 now to Blake Dawson. Kennan up on top. Greenwood and their home creams here. Bulldogs in cursive navy blue on the front. Just beautiful uniforms. Curveball's chopped towards Pettigrew. Nice Sunday hop. He dropped it. Can he get it back to Kennan in time? He could not. Almost a little bit too nonchalant there. Kennan had to come over and cover, and then the throw was off the line, and it's an error, and Dawson's aboard.
Well, and you can just see the steam coming at he's going to have to take his time. Talking about Coach Brewer. He came from a program that was established. He's got to come in and instill what he wants. Mm-hmm. And right now, it just takes time in baseball. Pettigrew will be fine at first.
Yes.
First conference game.
Here's Cade Palmer. He's their catcher. And that one's maybe clipped the sleeve, but the home plate blue just called it a ball. That's it. So
you and I both know in conference, you have to take the outs they give you. You can't give a team extra outs.
Right.
Because the conference is so even that you got to take advantage of the home games, win the home games.
Yeah, and they're overly important too.
Yes,
these wins and losses. Curveball's in there for a called strike. 1-1 now to Cade Palmer.
Because this is it. This is the only time we play Russellville. You play them a doubleheader now.
Yep.
And you'll do the same thing next week. Every Tuesday you'll have 2 games.
Now next week will be spring break, so we won't have a game.
Sorry.
But for sure Tuesdays will be our broadcast days, weather permitting. Here's Kennan now up on top in the 1-1. And swing and the miss and some gas upstairs to Cade Palmer. Lights shining bright here at the stadium. Wind's picked up a little bit. It's blowing across from right to left. what little wind there is probably about 5 miles an hour. Here's the 1-2. And it's way upstairs. Hosley had to come out of the crouch and get it 2-2 now. To Cade Palmer. Right-handed batting catcher for the Cyclones.
Throw that curveball, Aiden. You want to induce, you don't, as a pitcher, you don't want to try to strike everybody out. You want soft contact, especially the runner at first, get a ground ball and turn a double play.
Here's the 2-2. Runner staying there, and there you go. A little chopper. Kennon's off the mound. He'll have only one play, and that's the first. So they get the out over there. Advances Dawson up, so almost a sack bunt per se. 1-3 on the putout. Dawson moves up to second base. He reached on an error. And then Jackson Crane, now their left fielder, will stand in. He's a right-handed bat. No score here, top of the second. 5A West action. Firing up here.
You got 2 outs or 1 out?
There's only 1 out.
Yep, so that turned out for their favor. Instead of it being a double play, hitting it hard enough for it to be a double play, it was just basically a sacrifice.
Strike called. Fastball in the outer half to Crane.
And if Aiden can live there, giving that half a ball to a ball off, that'll be perfect.
1 strike the count to Jackson Crane. He's their left fielder. Kennon peers back to Dawson at second. Here it comes home. Chopper towards third. Hunter Houston couldn't get there. Adams makes the play deep in the hole. Couldn't release it, though. It was a good job probably to eat that. An errant to throw would have scored a run, so Crane gets on an infield hit single.
Well, now you got the the first and third. You got a ground ball. You're okay. Get a double play.
Mm-hmm.
The worst thing that can happen right now is put another guy on and just let him hit it. Aiden's doing a great job. They're not hitting him hard.
Right. Here's Mason Brady now. He's their third baseman, a right-handed bat. Double play depth up the middle. Pettigrew holds the runner at first, and there's one fouled straight back, Keith. Strike 1. Be nice to have a strikeout, too. Throw that in the mix.
That'd be fun.
Watkins out on deck. He bats in the 9 hole for Russellville.
You talk about pitch counts are huge in conference play as far as how many days you have to take off. It's not as important now because you don't play till next Tuesday. In our case, 2 weeks, so pitch counts are kind of irrelevant. But strikeouts do that. They raise your pitch counts.
Right. Here's the 0-1. Curveball's in there for a called strike. Just nasty stuff from Kennon. He's looked good so far.
It looks like the guy at first probably missed a sign because Coach McCarty's looking over there with his hands like, why didn't we move? Why didn't we go?
2 strikes now to Mason Brady. Kennon looks over at first. Comes set up top. And he comes home. Swing and a miss. There's a nice strikeout, Keith.
That's right.
Woo. Clutch there. Let's see what Ty Watkins can do in the 9 hole. He's their center fielder. He's a left-handed bat. Runners at the corners for Russellville. Can Kennon get out of this little jam here? He'll ask for time now. Stand in from the left side. Black tops for the Cyclones with Cyclones in cursive red, silver or gray trousers, red batting helmets. Kennon's ready up on top for Greenwood. Here comes the first one to Ty Watkins. Swing and a miss. Boy, he's settling in a little bit. And really, Kennon's been settled in from first pitch. I mean, the guy squared up with one down the middle, but
he's throwing it where he wants it. When he wants it in, and he misses in. When he wants it up, he misses up. I mean, he's just fine tuning, and really, this is early in the season.
Yes. Greenwood 1-3 on the year. Cyclones 0-6. Here's the 0-1 to Ty Watkins, their 9-hole batter, and it's a curveball. Boy, I don't know where that was.
It looked like a good backdoor curve.
Certainly. 1 ball, 1 strike.
It's not the umpire's fault, though.
No, sir. He's been doing well so far.
Been doing well.
And Kennon peers over to first base. Now comes set up top. 1 ball, 1 strike. Can he get out of this jam? First and third for Russellville. That one's a called strike. So what we've got here, Keith, now is this home plate blue has literally moved home plate about 2 inches to the right.
He had. No, you're exactly right. I don't know if it's where he's standing. We've seen him do that before, but he's not giving the ball off on the left side of the plate, but he's giving a ball off on the right. That ball was almost unhittable with Watkins up to the plate.
1-2 now. Let's see if Kennan can get out of this jam for Greenwood. He's set up top. And he'll kick and fire. Got him. Swing and a miss. Oh, he did. Fantastic work for Aiden Kennan. Got around that an error and a hit. Cyclones left 2 on base. No score, though. Middle of the first inning. We'll take a timeout. It's Greenwood Baseball. We're on Greenwood Sports Center and the Sports Hog 103.5. Thank you. A minute here will be fine.
Ooh, look at this lineup.
Wow. Impressive. Random. Holy cow. Pokes. Wagner's in center field. Nevelton left. Okay.
Well, they moved Neville to left and Cole. Who's in center?
Wagner.
Wow.
Huh. Joan Robinette. Where's Slavens? He's resting him too?
I guess so.
10 seconds. Thank you. Here we go. Bottom of the second. Hunter Houston. Triple H. Our third baseman will lead off for the Bulldogs. Aiden Kennan, then Braden Skaggs. I want to thank Craig Gingrich, State Farm Insurance, for all his help with the radio broadcast. And that is Ellison, Gabe Ellison, back up on top for the Cyclones. Right-handed hurler brings it home, and it's outside. Ball 1.
Greenwood just needs to put together an inning, a big inning early. And I know Coach Brewer will love to play for big innings early.
This one's up at a mile high. Will it get out of play? It does, over the first base dugout where the Cyclones occupy. 1 ball, 1 strike. That was one of the deals that we noticed quickly as Coach Brewer moved us back over to the third base side. Be curious to get some insight on his thoughts there.
It's just always been, it used to be when he played here forever, it was here. And they moved it over here because of all the equipment. Mm-hmm. And then spent a lot. I'll let you go ahead.
First one to Hunter, or actually the 1-1 to Houston's upstairs, 2-1. Go ahead.
But now the visiting team has one of the nicest bullpens around
right.
Because they really fixed it up. But Coach Burrow will make it the same way on this side.
2-1 to count to Hunter Houston. Right-handed bat. He stands up straight and bends into it, fouls it right back towards our vehicles. And 2-2 to Triple H. Houston digs in from the right side. Ellison's up on top, ready for the Cyclones. Palmer back there, his battery mate, gets ready. And that one slipped out, and back to the backstop we go. He threw it at the mascot.
And I know how you know that slipped, because it went 4 to 5 feet above Hunter Houston behind him. Is that correct?
Yes. I mean, that wasn't even a good fake plunk attempt. Full count to Houston. Let's see if he stays aggressive here, Keith. What's your approach on 3-2?
Well, you
tell your guys.
You go fastball away. You look to hit fastball away, so you're going to get full, not there.
That's what he did. He went fastball away. He wasn't looking there.
No, and as a hitter, you want to look fastball away, so if he does throw you something off speed, you don't swing and miss. You can still turn on it and make contact.
And that's what he did. He brought him fastball away. So now it's up to Aiden Kennan here with 1 out in the bottom of the second. Bulldogs pitcher, right-handed bat. And that's a little high, ball 1. Aiden Kennan. Here comes the 1-0. Low, 2-0. Ran to his grandma the other day. She said, "You that guy that's on the radio?" I said, "Yes, ma'am."
Is she okay?
She said, "What do you, Dad?" I actually just didn't run into her.
Oh, sorry.
She said, "What do you call him?" I said, "I call him the daddy." Hope Cheryl's listening. Here's the 2-0. That's ripped to center, but Watkins has measured it out there, and he makes the catch for out number 2. F8 if you're scoring at home. Here's Braden Skaggs, Greenwood's designated hitter. The last hope for Greenwood here in the second inning.
And this, I think Against the Wassel, they came out hot, scored a couple runs early. I think it was mainly Carnes got one of the first hits and scored against Owasso. But other than that, we've been notoriously slow to start the games and finish strong. We gotta break that trend.
Skaggs batting .250, and the first one was a curveball way outside, bounces up there for ball one. Houston has not recorded a hit yet in 13 plate appearances, nor has Kennan. I threw everybody else's average out there, but they're still waiting. That's 2-0 now to Skaggs. That one was low.
And it's just that thing. If you hit, you won't sit.
Yep. Ellison brings it home. That's inside. Skaggs been patient up there. He's got a 3-0 count. First one we've seen today from either pitcher. Austin Bircher's on deck. Our left fielder. He's wanting an opportunity. If Skaggs can extend the inning here. 2 down. Here's the 3-0. Over a strike call. He was taken all the way. Brewer's over at first doing the coaching. Who's that over at third? That's Hales over at first base. Yes. This was ripped to center, right at the center fielder. Coming in on it and made a nice grab. Very active out in center field is Watkins. That's the 4th ball hit to him. Had one error, but he's caught the other 3.
Well, that's the approach you should. As a hitting coach, you want them to drive it up the middle. We're not driving it up the middle. We're just lazily hitting some lazy flies. We hit some line drives, but you got to hit them. You want to hit them about 142 feet. That way it falls directly between the infield and the outfield.
Oh, I like your math. On that note, 375 to straightaway center here at Bulldog Diamond. 320 down the right field line. 330 down the left field line. 365 to the power alley in left center. And 350 in right center. Top of the third we go. We'll stay right here. Richard Hosley and Automation Engineering. Appreciate J&H Automation Engineering for all their help with the broadcast. ABC Printing and Signs. And the Carson family over at Duck's Body Shop. We love big hits when it comes to Bulldog baseball, but not when it comes to your vehicle. When you get in an accident, call Duck's Body Shop in Mansfield. The place to go to get your ride looking right. 479-928-5516. Duck's Body Shop. Scott Branton Architects. MSG Waste Services. Mr. Heath Borum. Ty and Laura Adams. Adams Health and Wellness. Appreciate everybody. Top Notch Roofing. Thank you for all your help in supporting this broadcast of today's Greenwood baseball game and throughout the season. Certainly look forward to bringing you the conference action. We'll have all conference doubleheaders and postseason. John Reed is their leadoff batter, and he's back up at the plate. First pitch swinging, ripped a double off of Kennan earlier in today's affair. Let's see what he's got second time up. Off speeder's in there for a called strike. Kennan said, I'm not giving you a fastball this time. If you can hit my curveball, go for it. And he did not even attempt. Another one just missed outside, 1-1. Top of the third. No score here. 5A West Conference opener. Kennan kicks and fires. That's in there for a called strike. There's that outer half. We saw that outer black.
When you start talking about high school baseball, you get into the third and fourth inning, you got a striker. You don't want to be playing catch up in the 5th, 6th, and 7th innings.
1 ball, 2 strikes. That's outside.
Wow.
Reed nearly went after it.
He did, and that was 4 foot outside.
Right.
Great pitch.
I want to thank Tamara Morgan and the Baseball Booster Club for getting us on the air. Here's the 2-2. Swing and a miss. Thought that might have gotten some dirt, but no tag, no throw down. We go around the horn. Strike out.
It looked like a tip. I believe he tipped it.
May have been.
Hosley did a good job of hanging on.
That's the third strikeout for Aiden Kennan, and his third in a row, as a matter of fact. Here's Josh Powell. He grounded out to third base for the first out of the game in the top of the first, and that's in there for a called strike. Fastball outer half.
He just needs to live there.
Yes.
That's that ball off. That's just.
Yep.
He's been consistent with both sides. He just needs to keep peppering that spot.
Kennan up and top kicks and fires. There's some off-speed action. It's going to be fouled out of play to the right. 0-2. I think it's our first 0-2 today. One out here at the top of the third, no score. And Josh Powell digs in for the Cyclones from the right side. And that's some chin music. A little attention getter. I like that. Keith 0-2. Don't give him anything down the middle. Either go in the dirt or up in his eyes.
It just changes eye level. You want to go up and then come down with this curveball down in the dirt. Starts in the zone, and it's going to break right on top of the plate.
Here's the 1-2. That's what he got. It's bounced outside, and Powell did a good job of staying away from it. It's 2-2. Gabe Ellison out on deck for the Cyclones, their pitcher. Powell digs in from the right side. He's their right fielder. And the 2-2 from Kennon's on the way. Fastball's inside, just miss. Got Blue flinching a little bit back there, too. Full count.
Yep, now you got to go back. You just went inside with the fastball. No, go back outside with the fastball.
One out here, top of the third. Here it comes from Kennon. He's up on top from the windup, and time is asked for by Powell, granted by home plate Blue. He'll dig back in. Kennon's ready. Here comes the 3-2. Right down the middle. Can Adams get to it up the hole? He could not. Dove at it, just couldn't make the stab. And it's a one-out single for Josh Powell.
It was just a ball. They called it down the middle. He didn't set up outside, and Aiden hit his spot. It was just a ball over the middle. Guy hits right back up the box.
So Gabe Ellison will come in. He's their pitcher. He flied out to center his first time up. Right-handed bat. Those flowing locks coming out from under the black batting helmet. Mixture of black and red batting helmets for the Cyclones. One out here in the top of the third. Runner on is Powell. Here comes Kennon's offering. He'll step off the rubber and they'll reset. Double play depth up the middle. Pettigrew holds the runner at first. Houston's about 3 steps behind the bag and in off the line at third. Straight away out in the outfield. Medium depth. There goes the runner. Squaring the bunt. Hostley didn't pull the trigger. Strike one, but the runner advances. I thought that Baylor had a nice catch and a jump on it, but just didn't flip it. It was a good jump for Powell over at first.
May not have found some seams or something. You never know why the catcher doesn't throw it. You know, last thing he wants to do is throw it in the outfield, and he's saying, did he tip it? But
I think that's what Hostley's saying. It was a tip foul.
But
that's why he didn't throw it.
But since the catcher controls it, it's still a live ball.
Okay. It's not a foul ball. Interesting. One strikes the count on Gabe Ellison, and that's a runner at second now is Powell. So there's been some activity on the base paths for Russellville every inning. Just can't scratch one across. Let's see if Kennon can get out of one more jam here. And there's one right back up the box. It's going to be in the center field, but not deep enough to score. They'll come in to first base, cut off. Pettigrew did, and we've got first and third now with one out. Ellison with a single.
It's a good piece of hitting. I believe that was a curveball. He just waited on it, just fell right over the zone. Most of the curveballs Aiden's thrown have started in the zone and broke out of the zone. That one kind of stayed in the zone too long.
Fourth hit for the Cyclones, and here's Peyton Kaufman, their designated hitter. He popped out to Pettigrew over at first base to end the first inning. It was over in foul ground. There's one out now, and Bull Kennon would like a double play ball here. Runners at the corners get their lead, and that's over below ball one.
I don't believe they're going to get a chance. He's going to steal right here.
I agree.
With it being 1-0, it'd be a good time for a hit and run to the right side.
Peyton Kaufman stands in from the right side for the Cyclones. Kennon's up on top and brings it home for Greenwood. There goes the runner. Hostley fakes the throw down, and they'll give him the bag. And
Hostley's got to see that that runner was leaning the entire time. He kept flinching and leaning. You got to have Kennon step off. You can't let a runner get that big of a jump to where your hands are tied and you can't do anything.
2-ball count. Here's Kennon up on top. and brings it home. Curveball's fouled up out over the top right side. 2-1 now to Kaufman.
You know, as a coach, you tell your batter you want something to the right side or deep. You know, with the shortstop back, you probably hit one to the shortstop, but you don't advance the runner at second. So anything to the right side advances the runner, scores the runner, puts you in good shape, or you could hit it deep and at least score one. So either one of those are good for Russellville, bad for Greenwood.
2-1 the count to Kaufman, and got him 2-2. Good pitch on the outer half again, Keith.
If he just lives there, I mean, you and I have talked about the plate's moved over just enough to where you get that ball off.
Right.
If I'm a batter, I'm probably moving up. And
absolutely. Toes on the line,
that's
huh?
Right.
2-2 now. Kennan trying to get out of this jam here. A couple of hits for Russellville and a high pop-up. And the shortstop will drift back. Adams has it and makes the catch. A fake tag from third. And 2 down now. Well, can we get out of this mess?
Well, I don't know, but I bet we find out here in a minute.
Blake Dawson will give it a shot. He reached on an error to lead off the second inning. To first base. One Pettigrew kind of bobbled in at a bad throw as to Aiden, who was covering. So this time they need to get out of this jam. Runner at second and third, 2 outs for Russellville, top of the third. And Kennan's off speeds upstairs. It's ball 1. Try to get you an update from the softball field here shortly as the ladies are hosting Russellville Lady Cyclones in a doubleheader in softball. Here's the 1-ball count to Dawson, swing and a miss. Kennan cranked it up a little bit there.
Dawson's a big old boy, too.
He is. He's a huge guy. I don't know if he played football. He's huge. Left-handed batting, Blake Dawson, first baseman. Stands up straight in the box. He's up on the line. Rests the bat on the left shoulder. Now comes set. And here comes Kennan's offering, and it's outside.
This is where I take it right under his hands. You know, if you're giving that ball and he's up to the plate a little bit, take that fastball right under his hands. If you hit him, it's fine because you got 2 outs. Now you got to force it any bag. So just bring that fastball in up under his belly.
Here's the 2-1. And Aiden Kennan coming home to Blake Dawson. There it is. And it's in the air. Can we get out of this jam? Come on, Hunter. Make a play at third. He's got it measured up in foul ground and makes the catch of the Bulldogs. And Aiden Kennan work hard. They get out of that jam. And the Cyclones leave 2 runners on at second and two runners on. 1 at second, 1 at third. I'll spit it out. This is my first radio broadcast. I'm nervous.
I understand.
There was 2 hits, no runs. That's the key. Middle of the third inning and a no score here in Greenwood. It's 5A West baseball action. Greenwood Sports Center and the Sports Hog 103.5. 30 seconds if you got one. If not, we'll go with a minute. $15. Mark it. Check it up. We welcome you back to Greenwood, Arkansas. Tim Terry, Keith Holt, 5A West Baseball. The Russellville Cyclones in town. No score. We go to the bottom of the third. Keith, we talked earlier about Hostley calling pitches. And then I look back over at your coaches lineup, and I see Ethan Adams on the staff. There's no possible way anybody but Ethan Adams is calling this ball.
No, Ethan's over there giving out
arguably
numbers.
The greatest catcher that's come through Greenwood in a long time.
Yeah,
he was a dandy.
What years was he here?
He was 20-something. I don't remember.
How old is he?
20-something. But he was a great one. Dadgummit.
I haven't told you this, and you're probably very unaware, but I am the fastest at math there is.
Right?
Yes. Did you know that?
I didn't know that.
I didn't say I was correct.
Right.
I'm the fastest. You can give me any problem, I can have you a number that fast.
2-2, top of the 7th. The softball players are flying around over there. What's going on?
All right, so we're Bircher had a good hit the other day against Harbor. This isn't a bad spot to be in. Mitchell is a guy that makes good, solid contact, and then you got the top of the lineup. So this isn't a bad spot if you're Greenwood. To me, this is the perfect time to go ahead and get a couple hits and score some runs.
Absolutely. And Austin Bircher, who bats in the 8 hole, our left fielder, will stand in. He's batting 167. And the catcher and the home plate blue are discussing something here as he cleans the plate off. We're getting ready to go. All right. Bircher's a right-handed bat. And Ellison back to work for the Cyclones. He kicks and fires. That's in the dirt and low, ball 1. It'll be Bircher, Mitchell, then the top of the order, Harrison Adams. One ball count. That's over but low. 2-0. Just missed a little low.
It feels like it just almost feels like a rally's about to get started.
Boy, I like that. I like the 8-9 rallies. Bottom of the order action. Here's the 2-0. Ripped to shortstop. Shortstop didn't want to go get it, but it came to him. He'll throw to first to complete the out. 6-3 on the put out. That is Snyder over there at short.
Number 8, Austin Mitchell.
Good hit, just a ground ball to one of the best guys on the infield.
Yep. Here's Mitchell now, our center fielder. He comes into today batting 1-1-1. And a called strike to the center fielder for Greenwood.
And that's deceiving because he really does make hard contact. He really just right to people.
I like Mitchell down here in this bottom in the 9 hole. Of course, he's going to be one of our aces of our staff. 0-2, though. He's looked at 2 of them. You got to dig out of the hole now. 1 out here in the bottom of the 3rd, no score. And Ellison takes a breath and brings it home for Russellville, and that's fouled right back at us in the netting.
I bet he wishes he could get that one back.
Yeah.
That's probably a miss by the pitcher to be over the plate that fat.
Right.
I mean, I know it's on the outer half, but that's when you drive right. So that right fielder's giving us no respect.
Here's the 0-2 to Mitchell, rather. And this is ripped towards the shortstop. Couldn't come up with it. And it'll be a 1-out single for Austin Mitchell. I would consider it a hit. I don't think it hit his glove. It should have been called an error, but I'd call it a hit. I mean, that's...
You're at home.
They're at home. We'll call it a hit.
That's right.
He looked back at the scoreboard. So, okay, they didn't give me an error. Thank gosh. So, runner on for the top of the order. You wanted to rally, Keith, you got it. Error or not.
That's how it starts.
Yep. And here's Adams. Struck out his first time up at the bottom of the 1st and takes ball 1. Yeah, error, hit, base runner is all I see. Ball 1. If Leland was in here, Leland didn't score. What did he say? Base hit. Well done. Leland Barclay's in the house, people. Strike called to Adams, so you'll read about this in the Dim Gas tomorrow. Picture perfect reporting, I can guarantee it.
And where were y'all against Wichita State when Peyton hit that ball to third base? I needed you guys there then.
Right. 1 ball, 1 strike.
Well, you got to take into account that ball had top spin. I mean, It wasn't, a routine ball is subjective. That ball had some serious top spin.
Yeah.
And it was hit hard.
Harrison Adams, Greenwood shortstop. Holt on deck, hoping to get a big inning here. Keep it going. Here's the 1-1 to Adams. Swing and a miss.
Harrison's just got to get comfortable in the box.
He doesn't look comfortable.
He doesn't look comfortable yet. And I don't know if he's trying to do too much. He's a senior. He's leadoff. He just got to relax and play baseball. He's a good baseball player. Just relax.
He is. I agree 100%. I don't really know anything about baseball, but I agree with you. Here's the 1-2. There's one out to the left field. Get down. It does. And we got a couple of hits strung together here. Now we're cooking. Mitchell over to second. And here comes the doctor, Dawson Holt.
Still drives me crazy. Me and Tony Sanford talked last week. the hitter should worry about one thing, and that's walking up and hitting. The next guy should get the bat. It drives me crazy to watch a batter get out of his mind to pick up a bat and throw it over there when he should be focused on, okay, I got runners at first and second here. I'm about to hit a gap.
Yep, that's little things. 2 hits for the Bulldogs. They come in a row here in the bottom of the third, and Greenwood's got some action on the base paths. Here's Dawson Holt, a right-handed bat. And the first one's up and over the top. That was close. Foul ball.
Yeah, you wish you could have that. You get a fastball, you got to hit it. You got to especially hit it to a gap.
Ellison in his first jam of the day for Russellville. We'll see how he reacts from the stretch up top.
Curveball coming right here.
Dawson's up in front of the baseline over at first base. Here comes the 0-1 to Holt. There's ripped out to left. That's down for an RBI and maybe extra bases for the doctor. Will he get 2 in? Here comes Harrison Adams on his horse. Doc's in with a stand-up double, and the Bulldogs on the board 2-0. Oh, baby.
Well, Russellville obviously didn't do a scouting report. They wouldn't have thrown him a high inside fastball. They'd thrown him a curveball and got him to ground out like I told them they should have. Well, we'll give him 2 RBIs.
Yes, sir. Fantastic. And the Bulldogs are in business now. That is an easy double for Dawson Holt. Now Grant Carnes with action going on the base paths. Bulldogs strike first here, bottom of the third. Mr. Carnes, the sophomore phenom. See if he can have a good campaign here. In this,
I would give anything for him to wait on this pitch and hit it over that right fielder's head. Right. And that's basically where you play when you're shifting and you put your second baseman. Just hit it over his head.
Right. And it's outside ball 1.
Oh, that was 2 balls off, but it scared me because he's been giving us a ball.
Right, I agree. 2-0 Bulldogs here in the bottom of the third. Maybe a little swagger on now pick up for these mighty dogs. Ellison checks on Holt at second. There's one high chopper to short. Snyder waited on it. Got a Sunday hop. Throw over is out, and Holt will advance to third. Carnes thought he was safe over there.
Whew.
Was he safe? They called him safe. Fantastic. Oh, I know that Hills thought he was safe too, but
well, he's pretty fast. I don't know if you know him.
Yeah, I've heard of him before. Holt's over to third, and Carnes is out. That's a 6-3 putout. Wow. So Pettigrew with 2 outs, trying to keep a rally going here in the 4-hole. Flied out to center to end the first inning, his first time up. And Brady gets a shot out of here to keep this rally going. And that's upstairs ball 1. I look over to the control center over here at the live stream. We've got some Greenwood basketball going on.
I think that's over. Didn't we win?
The girls did. Shout out to Coach Reeves and the Lady Bulldogs. State champs back-to-back. This one's in the air from Pettigrew to center. Watkins waits on it. He's got it measured and makes the catch in center field for out number 3. But the damage was done for the mighty Bulldogs here in the bottom of the third. 3 hits. There was 2 runs, 1 left on base. We've played 3 innings of baseball here in Greenwood. 5A West Conference opener. Greenwood 2, Russellville 0. And we'll take a timeout on Greenwood Sports Center and the Sports Hog 103.5.
You know what else I love? He's got him on.
Hang on. Are we live on the during breaks on the live stream?
Yeah. Okay. Here's what I love. He gives him 15 seconds. He's like, get out there. We want to play baseball. You've got 15 seconds to get out to your position and get ready. I mean,
yep.
It's great. It's a mindset that, look, you know how baseball can drag on. It's the same way for baseball players. So get them out there, get their feet moving, and get them ready to play. I love it. I love the fact that he's wanting them to get out there and get started. It's Greenwood's pace.
Yes. I like that. Yeah, I didn't know if we were muted or not during the
I figured we weren't.
I didn't know. I hope I didn't say anything bad about anybody.
No.
I don't really care if I have.
I know you don't, but it's okay.
We welcome you back to Greenwood Bulldog Baseball Diamond. I used to call it 9 pines. We've lost a pine tree, so now there's 8 pines. I still can't get Dr. Smith to get on board with the 8 pines moniker. There's no problem with Cephas Peters Field, but it's not that either. So we'll just call it Greenwood Bulldog Baseball Diamond. Wind, a little bit of breeze coming straight in now from right field. The flag maybe quartering across towards the third base dugout where Greenwood occupies. And Kennon's first one is a called strike to Cade Palmer, their catcher.
Okay, what was Twin Pines before he went back to the future, and then they called it something because
Lone Pine
Mall.
It was a Lone Pine Mall when Marty came back. That was in the dirt, 1-1. Twin Pines, Lone Pine. Yeah.
Because he hit the pine.
He ran, yes, very good. 1-1 now to the right-handed batting Cade Palmer. He's their catcher. And Kennon brings it home. This one's in the air to right field. It's maybe this whole take. Nope, right fielder called him off. Good job out there of communicating. That's Carnes.
The funny part about that, Dawson was set up about 8 feet to his left to catch the ball. Carnes caught it 8 feet to the right when he called him off. Probably a good thing Carnes called him, which you want your outfield to always call for your infield if they get a chance, because it's so much easier to catch it moving in. We saw Watkins in center. When you're moving backwards, it's tough to make a catch.
Jackson Crane now for Russellville. He's their left fielder. He got a hit his first time up, and Kennon brings it home. That one's outside, curveball.
I feel like there could be a spy thriller TV show on Paramount Plus with Jackson Crane.
Jackson Crane. I like that. That's a good name.
Holland's back there smiling.
Oh, I'll try to see if we can promote that. I watched the pilot last night on Seinfeld.
Uh-oh.
This one's in the air right to the center fielder, Mitchell, and he makes an easy grab for out number 2.
Well, it's kind of an unwritten rule. When you have a big inning, one team is supposed to answer, and the other team, you don't want them to answer. Greenwood's doing what they're supposed to if we can get this last out.
So it's Mason Brady. He struck out swinging his first time up. He's their third baseman. And Kennon kicks and fires home, and an off-speed pitch is in there from just some nastiness.
That was beautiful.
For strike 1.
You'd think the second time through the lineup, you'd know that it's going to break about 3.5 feet.
That one's a ball. 1-1.
Well, he was set up inside. If Hosley was set up on the outer half, he could maybe make that look more like a strike, because that wasn't that ball off.
Here's the 1-1 now to Brady.
And
it's in there for a called strike. Mason Brady. Kennon.
Were you one of the Brady bunt? Was Mason one of the...
He was not. He was one of the... he was not. He was on the remake, maybe. And wow, he swung at a ball. That was upstairs. And went up and just tomahawked it to left field for a 2-out single for Mason Brady.
Yeah, you don't want to leave a curveball that breaks as much as that right in the guy's eyes, where all he's got to do is take his hands there. And that's what I bet Aiden wished he had that pitch back.
Here's Ty Watkins. He struck out looking to end the second inning. And now he's got a 2-out rally, hopefully in progress for these Cyclones. The base runner. Left-handed bat, swing and a miss.
That was a great back leg curveball where it starts over the inside half, and then it has that late break where it broke to the back of his leg, a left-handed batter.
The 0-1 to Ty Watkins. Kennon comes set up top, peeks over to first base, now comes home with it. That's outside. 1-1.
That's good. Just working. Coach Adams does a great job. He's working in, out, down, up. He doesn't really throw it to the same spot twice.
2 outs here in the top of the 4th. Greenwood up 2-0. Runner at first is Brady, a 2-out single, and now Watkins for the Clones, and swing and a miss. Well, heads back to the backstop, but it was tip fouled. So runner has to stay put. Top of the order is Reed. He's on deck waiting if Watkins can extend their at-bat. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Kennon's got 3 strikeouts on the day. Looking for number 4. Watkins is ready. The left-handed bat. Here it comes. There goes the runner, and this one's fouled out of play. He went the other way with it into Smith Robinson Stadium.
Usually if the first baseman is going to, Pettigrew's playing up. I'd like to see him playing behind the runner. If you're not going to hold him on with a left-handed batter, he's not going to bunt. He's got 2 strikes. Play back and cover some ground instead of playing right there up there up front.
Here's a 1-2. Kennan looks over at first base, and he will take a long time looking at it. Now come home with it. Curveball's lifted, and that's going to be towards the left fielder. Bam. No problem there for Bircher out in left field. F7 if you're scoring at home. No runs, 1 hit, 1 left on base for Russellville in the top of the 4th. We go to the bottom half. Bulldogs coming to bat. It will be Houston, Kennan, Skaggs. After this quick timeout, Greenwood Baseball, Greenwood Sports Center, and the Sports Hog 103.5. Girls won. Morgan Coryell with a walk-off double.
Were any of the softball or basketball girls, do they transfer right over and get playing time?
I don't know if any of them did.
You know, talk about Donald Hart. I mean,
Yeah.
me and him went to Tech at the exact same time.
Love
Spent
him.
4 years together. He's a
Yeah.
great dude.
Yeah.
He's one of the few good ones.
Yeah. They're going to be decent. They got some good pitching. We welcome you back to Greenwood Bulldogs Baseball. Tim Terry, Keith Holt, glad to have you aboard here. If you're watching online, appreciate it. We're live on the Sports Hog 103.5. Lady Bulldogs win game 1 in softball. Morgan Coryell with a walk-off double in the bottom of the 7th, and Greenwood wins 3-2. In the first game over there, the Twin Bill and softball. Russellville also over there. And here at the baseball diamond, Greenwood leading 2-0. Bottom of the 4th, Ellison back to work for the Cyclones, and the first one to Hunter Houston's upstairs for ball 1. Houston, the senior, struck out looking his first time up, and that one's tipped, checked his swing and tipped it straight back, 1-1. I think he wished he could have that one back and pull the trigger. That was, I thought, a decent looking pitch.
I'm with you.
1-1. Ellison licks the hand. He's up on top from the windup. We're ready to go. He kicks and fires. That one's tipped right back at us. 1-2. Kennan doing layman's work from the on-deck circle, having to flag down all these tip fouls.
Yeah, and that should be the guy in the hole, because the one job the on-deck batter has is to get his timing and get ready for the next at bat. That it's just, hitting is such a mental process, and with pitching clocks and stuff, you don't have a ton of time.
Upstairs, 2-2.
I'm gonna have to get on to Tony again and tell Tony, Tony, you've got one job, Coach Sanford.
2-2. Here's Ellison up on top. And that's upstairs. Full count now to Houston.
Good job to work at full count.
What's your strategy on full count, Keith? Your guys, what do you tell them?
You look fastball, you hit anything that's away, you try to foul it off and get another pitch, but you don't want the umpire to decide it. You expand your zone a little bit, but you're looking at fastballs away and then pull off speed hard.
And that's in the dirt, and you can take your base. So that's our first walk of the day for either squad, I believe.
Very nice.
Yeah, you like that from both pitchers.
Hunter taking that term literally.
Yes.
Walking down. Bless his heart. He's had a rough year, with the knees, knee problems, the shoulder.
Yep.
I mean, I guarantee you, and I've talked to his dad, he's just completely ecstatic to be out here and be able to play and go full speed.
Here's Aiden Kennan now, the daddy. He's flied out to center his first time up. Greenwood's pitcher. And Ellison brings it home. That's in there for a strike. Woo. That was a fat one. Right down the pipe. Kennan bats from the right side. He's ready for it. Ellison's going to check on Hunter Houston. At first, got a nice lead, and they'll come home with it. And a little low. 1-1. Give Kennan credit. He's 14 in every sport. I admire that. Football, basketball, and baseball. You got to stay with the number. Here's the 1-1. Strike called. He knew that too.
Well, I'll say that the hard part with that is to be good enough to where the coaches make sure you get that number every year, especially when you come in young. And I mean, so he credit to him and being good early.
Yes. Here's the 1-2. And that's a chopper to third, gobbled up, playing in on the grass. They go to second for one. They got him, double play ball. Nice.
Just right to him, and actually Russell made it look pretty smooth. It was quick transfers all the way around.
5-4-3 double play. And now Braden Skaggs, our DH, with our last chance here in the fourth. He flied out to center to end the third. Or the second, rather. Beg your pardon.
Are you a fan of the doubleheader conference games, or do you wish we would play 2 games a week conference?
I like the doubleheaders better. I'm not a fan of playing the same time as softball and soccer. I don't guess they're going today over there, but I don't mind the doubleheaders so much. I
think it's good for pitching. I mean, you're not tempted to. It makes it pretty cut and dry. You got your pitchers; they're all here for this game.
Yes.
And, so to me, that's one positive.
And you got a weather factor. Skaggs laces one through the 5-6 hole on a 1-0 count, and he keeps the inning alive. That's a hit right up into left field. Very good.
Love 2-out hits.
Yes.
Skaggs got a little speed on there. You may see Coach with Bircher coming up since he started the last inning. I know he didn't start it. You may see him starting him early here.
Bircher grounded out to short to start the third inning.
Surely when Brewer played, they didn't use cue cards, did they? Surely it was just touches and signs.
Yeah. Oh, you talking about Randy Gardner?
Yes.
Yeah, I don't believe he used cue cards. I don't think they did. Here's the first one to Bircher. It's low.
From what I understand, they just stood up there and just hit the ball hard.
Yeah, they hit all over the place. They had the green light.
We hope to bring that kind of attitude and stuff back to prominence.
Yep. Yeah, those were some fun years. 2 state championship appearances, 11 and 13. Here's the 1-0 to Bircher. They throw over, and Skaggs is back.
Are you watching the World Baseball Classic?
I am not. Once I saw that Dominic
Ficacello. Fletcher
was playing for Italy, I said, well, I'm out of this.
Well, how about Freddie Freeman playing for Canada because his parents were born in Canada?
Wow, that's interesting. There goes the runner. Bircher's chopper to third. They're going to have to hustle to get him. They throw to first, not in time. He's safe, and over to third goes Skaggs. And luckily, Snyder went up and got the throw over to third, or it was going to be merry-go-round time.
It was a great job for Skaggs to just keep running. He saw the third baseman running in, and it was a foot race between him and the shortstop, and it was all in his favor. He did a good job of reading. Good job of Bircher getting down the line as well. Now you may see a leave early situation. Coach likes to only use this late when we need a run. He may feel like we need one more run. Depends on what he may give him a swing here.
And a called strike to Mitchell, who had a hit his first time up and scored a run on Holt's two RBI double earlier.
You usually only do it with two strikes. You give him a chance to knock a run and keep the inning going, but if he gets too far down, you may see Coach leave early. Nope.
There goes the runner, and he fouls it straight back. Mitchell had one to hit and couldn't get the bat on it square. It's 0-2 count, and Bircher's got to retreat. First and third.
Yeah, it's going to be leave early.
Couple of 2-out hits.
You're going to see the pitcher come set. The guy at first is going to take off, and the runner at third is going to read it, and he's going to try to score. And it's going to be exciting to watch.
Score before he's tagged out is the goal here, right? There's
yes.
0-2.
Yes.
Ellison takes a peek, and he didn't leave early.
No.
He's not leaving at all.
Well, he left late. He delay stealed instead.
And Mitchell watched strike three go right over the plate. A nice pitch and a curveball. And he didn't even spin it on the way by. He just turned him into the dugout. That's the third strikeout for Ellison. Woo, Bulldogs stranded an opportunity there with runners at the corners, but a little 2-out rally, though. A couple more hits. 2-0. Greenwood leads after 4 innings of baseball. We'll take a timeout. Greenwood Sports Center and the Sports Hog 103.5.
Yeah, I forget who he did that against. He did it earlier. And he may be saving it. Maybe he don't want to open up his whole bag of tricks. 6 o'clock. Let's put on the Hog game.
Those tuned in, appreciate you tuning in on the live stream. My mother's out there watching, she said. Russellville folks, hope you're enjoying the broadcast. Talked to Mickey Duval this week. He's got Russellville soccer today against Greenbrier, so he's supposed to forward our link to the folks so they can tune into the live stream.
Leading off to the sidewalls, the second baseman, number 4, John Reed.
All right. John Reed is their leadoff batter, and he will start the 5th inning here for the Cyclones. And a strike from Aiden Kinnan.
Aiden dealing first pitch curveball for a strike.
Right-handed bat. He is 1 for 2 today. Singled the very first pitch of the game, a double. And that one's in the dirt. He checked his swing. It's 1-2. Or 1-1, rather. Beg your pardon.
I know Aiden has 3 strikeouts, and if that strikeout count were up, you'd see him throwing a lot more than 60. He has right now 68 pitches, and that's really good. You know, being early in the conference, it's already top of 5th inning. That's nice for Aiden to keep that pitch count low.
Swing and a miss. 1-2 now to John Reed.
Now, if I've been following Coach Adams right here, it's going to either come in with an inside fastball or a curveball in the dirt.
And he got him swinging a miss. I got a text from Blake Wheeler's dad. Said Gardner said you can't hit a double if you're swinging for a single.
That's right.
That was his policy.
That's exactly.
Fantastic. Randy Gardner. 1 out on the 4th strikeout of the day from Aiden Kinnan, and Josh Powell will give it a shot. He's 1 for 2. Singled in the 3rd, was stranded out at third base. And called strike. Josh Powell. Grounded out to third base in the 1st inning. Kinnan up on top. Has been good today. Curveball stayed upstairs. 1-1.
You know, sometimes when you're not good, you just want to be good enough. But he is being good today. He's locating all his pitches. We've talked about when he's missed just where he's wanted to, just a little bit more. You know, aiming high, miss high, and so forth.
Curveballs tip foul back into the netting. 1-2.
And what I'm interested to see is how Coach uses the rest of the pitching staff. So you've got Carnes and Mitchell. One of them's going to start the next game. One of them's probably going to be your closer. You know, so do you? And to me, Carnes has been unhittable when he started.
Mm-hmm. Here's the chopper to the shortstop. Adams, nice little running glove. No problem over near second base. 2 down.
Very nice. Get ground balls, field them behind them, get outs.
Here's Gabe Ellison, their pitcher. He is 1 for 2. Singled in the 3rd, stranded at second base, and he flied out to center. I say he was stranded at second. I don't recall if they put a courtesy runner in for him or not. I don't believe they did. 2 outs here in the top of the 5th, but Greenwood leading 2-0. Aiden Kinnan, in the middle of a dandy here. He's swinging a miss at a strike. Down the middle, fastball.
He's committed to Arkansas Tech.
Yeah,
he'll pitch, and they'll see if they use him as a two-way player.
Yep.
If he keeps dealing like this, his chances of being a two-way are going to go down.
Right. Here's the 0-1 from Kinnan to Ellison. Strike called. 0-2. Broswell Field, huh? Is that what it's called?
Where?
At Tech. Broswell?
I don't know what it's called now.
Broswell? Yeah. Swing and a miss. Some high heat, and Kinnan registers a couple of strikeouts here in the 5th. And the first 1, 2, 3 inning we've had for either squad today, as a matter of fact. And the Greenwood makes quick business of Russellville here in the top of the 5th. And we will stay right here through our break or our middle innings.
Well, I'm sure I'll jinx it, and the next inning will take 45 minutes to play it. But, we got a late start. Umpires were late. It's 6:05. Next game starts at 7. So you're on track. Aiden Kenyon, the pitcher, is getting hotter as the game goes. To me, he's gotten better. He's dialed in his control. That evident of the last inning. Our hitters are starting to put the ball in play hard where their defense isn't. So things are going good right now for Greenwood.
I'm trying to see if I can find I think it's Broswell Field at Tech.
I know it's completely changed since you and I were there.
Right.
Greg Hartwick called me or texted me the other day, said that he was trying to get in touch with a new coach to get everybody, the past players and stuff there. Reunion.
Absolutely. Oh, Chartwells is the softball area. I thought the baseball stadium started with a B, but I'll keep checking on that. I'm sure people care out there listening to this Greenwood game.
Yeah.
Here we go. Who we got? Adams, top of the order. Top of the fifth. It'll be Adams, Holt, and Carnes. Adams is 1 for 2 today, scored a run. Ellison back to work for Russellville. He'll bring home the first one. The curveball's in there for a called strike. Good pitch. 2-0 Greenwood here in the bottom of the fifth. They put 2 across in the third. This is kind of where the action was here. Called strike. Adams didn't like it.
Yeah, it was a little high, but he's done such a good job today. I'll give him one bad call.
One bad one. That's the first one. Okay. Y'all heard it here first. One bad one. Here's the 0-2. And foul back straight at the...
No. Our cars, if anything from the G back this way behind us is your car.
Is that where we're at? Okay.
Yeah, you're good.
I'm going to have my bearings right.
Anything that goes over this window here is not going to hit your car.
Okay. Well, I've got full coverage and collision. Phil Hicks. Appreciate Mr. Hicks. Here's the 0-2 to Adams. There's one to center. Will it get down? It will not. Watkins took about 2 steps up nonchalantly and had no problem.
Good job hitting the curveball. It just got under it a little bit.
That's the 5th catch out there for Watkins in center. Does have the one error early on that didn't hurt him much. Here's Dawson Holt now. He's 1 for 2 with a double, 2 RBI. And the first one's low. Maybe he thought about squaring a bunt there, Keith.
He thinks he is the best drag bunter around, and if he sees the third baseman back, he's going to try to steal a hit from him.
1 ball, the count to Holt. Ellison kicks and fires. Swing and a miss.
Yep, trying to pull a curveball. You can do that early in the count, just don't do it late.
Right. 1 ball, 1 strike to the pride of Bear Hollow Road, Dawson Holt. 1 out here in the bottom of the 5th. That's
strike 2.
Called strike. Well, I tell you what, he has been consistent right there. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Let's see what Holt can do with a 1-2 count. And Ellison kicks and fires. And he hits it to third base. A hot shot. Got a hard bounce. Bounces off the third baseman. Threw it in the dirt. It gets past the first baseman. And Holt will stay there, though. And on first, reaching on the error. Well, they always say if you hit it hard on the ground, good things will happen. Anybody can catch a fly ball.
That's exactly what they say.
You got to field it, glove it, throw it, catch it.
It's nice to have some speed. Dawson made the third baseman have to rush anymore getting down the line.
Yep.
He ran like he's going to go second, then thought better of it. And then Russellville, of course, is yelling, tag him, and he gets back to the bag. But we'll take base runners any way we can get them.
Absolutely. Here's Grant Carnes now. A little 1-out rally. Holt's on for the second time. Ellison's up on top. He'll check Dawson at first and come home to Grant Carnes. And he chops this one right to the third baseman again. He'll go to second. He's there in time for Holt. Fielder's choice for Carnes. He's at first base. Holt's out 5-4. 2 down. And Pettigrew will give it a shot. He's over 2. He's flied out to center twice. Let's see if Brady can find some green grass somewhere. Or maybe something over the fence. I would be even more happy with that.
He hits it hard. When he hits it, he swings hard.
Ellison's up on top. There goes Carnes' first pitch. That one's low, and Carnes is safe. Swiped a bag.
Good base. Good pitch to steal on, too. Low curve ball.
Ball 1 to Pettigrew. Now let's see what Burr's got up his sleeve. Brady Pettigrew, a junior. Right-handed bat.
Arkansas struggling right now, down 1-0. Pitcher walked a couple, threw a couple wild pitches.
2 outs here for the bottom of the 5th. Pettigrew looked at one called strike. Top of the strike zone. I love a high strike. I am a fan of that. 1-1.
You don't see him called enough, but I'm with you. I mean, it's what you're taught from the belt down, and no one usually gives the belt.
Right. I even go higher than the belt, to be honest with you.
I know you do.
Here's a 1-1. Ellison kicks and fires, and just late on it. It was a pitch I think that Brady could have smoked, but just missed a curveball. 1-2. Carnes gets his lead out at second base. Reached on a fielder's choice. Swiped the bag. Here's the 1-2. Tipped. Just got a piece of it, did Pettigrew.
Well, that was a good foul because that was on that one ball off area. It would have been tough to drive. So it's good of Pettigrew to foul that off.
Yes. Pettigrew, I believe, wore 49 in football. It's a beast out there. Here's the 1-2. Carnes has his lead. And Ellison ready on top, checks on Carnes one more time. There goes Carnes. That ball's outside and low. And third base now for Grant Carnes. He swiped his second bag and a 2-2 count for Pettigrew.
And we talk about behind home plate is a small par 3. And, I mean, it's
right.
If it gets past the catcher, he's going to be walking in.
Right. Good job from Carnes to get over here and get a chance. Maybe we can get a wild pitch. Haven't seen either catcher let one go. Maybe one early we saw one get to the backstop. Here's the 2-2. That's upstairs. Pettigrew just laid off of it, and we got a full count.
That was the pitch that slipped that nobody could have caught.
Yep.
Minute bowl, maybe.
Maybe, yes. So let's see if Pettigrew can get aggressive here on 3-2. Payoff pitch. Ellison takes a deep breath, and he will kick and fire. And it's chopped towards short. Will it take a bad hop? It did not. Throw over's off the mark, though. It's short. Couldn't be dug out by the first baseman. Carnes scores, and Pettigrew's over to second base. We'll take it.
Yeah, that's where you talk about errors kill you. I mean, you make the routine plays. You're just digging a hole now when you get to the 6th and 7th inning that Russellville's going to be really behind the 8 ball.
3-0 Greenwood now. We are still in the bottom of the 5th. Now, here's my question. The shortstop needs to make a better throw, correct? Or does the first base need to dig that?
I think it's on the shortstop.
I agree.
You would like the first baseman to dig it and get low. I mean, you're talking about a big kid. That was a long way for him to bend over and get that ball. You would like him to, but that's on the shortstop.
Okay, good. Here's the first pitch to Triple H, Hunter Houston. It's a called strike.
I'll say this. If you find a first baseman that does it regularly, you keep him because then the shortstop doesn't have the pressure of having to make that throw. Right. But that's 100% on the shortstop.
My daughter, both of them played first, but I know for sure Harley was fortunate. She never had to dig many out. She had quality fielders around her. Here's the 0-1 to Houston. That's off the fist, but it's a slow chopper to the third baseman. Will they have time to get to him? Didn't even throw.
No, he should have let that go. He wasn't going to have a play, and I don't think it would have went foul, but once it hits that spot where it goes from grass to dirt, you never know, and that was his only chance to – and Hunter's back with an infield hit.
Yeah. Runners at the corners now for Greenwood, and here's the daddy, Aiden Kennan. Can he help himself out? Greenwood leads 3-0, and the senior – I got some great stories from grandmother Cheryl the other night about him winning the cutest baby contest when he was 4. Let's go.
Would that be a toddler then, or are you still a baby at 4?
This one's in the air, and Watkins drifts over to his left and makes the catch in left and right center to end the threat. But the Bulldogs make a little noise here in the 5th. They get 1 run on 1 hit. There was 2 errors, and they left 2 men on base. We go to the 6th now. Greenwood leading 3-0. We'll take a timeout at the Greenwood Sports Center and the Sports Hog 103.5.
Got it.
Thank you. 1 minute. What's up, Cat Daddy?
What's up? How are you?
Living the dream, baby.
Are you?
Yeah, it's unbelievable. How come I don't see you on TV at them Razorback games? I see your mommy and daddy. I see your mommy and daddy. Where are you sitting? Nowhere? You got Roman the pig pen.
Last weekend, I was,
Gotcha.
I think Payne's out this game, right?
Huh?
Payne's out this game.
Yeah. All right, 10 seconds.
5, 4, 3, 2,
We are back here at Greenwood Bulldog Baseball Diamond. 3-0. Bulldogs lead the Russellville Cyclones. Tim Terry, Keith Holt, glad to have you aboard here. Conference opener. We'll have all conference games for you right here on the Sports Hog. I don't think we'll have any problems. I'm sure all of our games will be here. Look here first. If not, dial through our sister stations along the Fort Smith Media Group. Here's Peyton Kaufman to lead off for Russellville in the 6th inning, top of the 6th. Kaufman is 0 for 2. He's their designated hitter. And the first one's a called strike in there from Aiden Kennan. 3-0 Greenwood. Kennan behind the glove peers into Hosley, and now he kicks and fires. That's a little check swinger. Can Pettigrew get to it? He does. A little slow roller. And Pettigrew drifted back and made the catch right on the grass at the transition spot. It was a good play because it's kind of downhill off of the infield. I'm going to call that a soft liner to 3. How about that? Most people might just write F3. I like soft liner. Here's Blake Dawson. There's a chopper to Pettigrew. Gobbled it up. He'll go and get it himself. Very good. He recalls earlier the same play. Dawson hit that same chopper, and Pettigrew booted it. And it was an error. This time he gobbled it up and got a 3 unassisted. And now Cade Palmer, their catcher, he's 0 for 2. Grounded out to first, or to the pitcher, rather, and then flied out to right. Kennan fouled up over the top, did Palmer. A little off-speed delivery. 2 down. This is the 5th pitch of the inning. Let's see if Kennan can get out of here. There's a hot shot over Will McCrotty at third base. Coach took a pseudo stab at it. And the ball flagged down by the dugout. We're ready to go. 0-2. Aiden Kennan kicks and fires. A swing and a miss. Scooped up by Hosley. He said no throw down needed. And another 1-2-3 inning for the Greenwood Bulldogs. Kennan getting better like a fine wine, getting better with age as we go through the evening here. 3-0 Bulldogs lead middle of the 6th inning. And we'll thank our sponsors. Scott Branton Architects, Craig Gigerich, State Farm Insurance, Ty and Laura Adams, Adams Health and Wellness, Richard Hosley, and J&H Automotion, Automation Engineering. I'll get it. MSG Waste Services, Mr. Heath Borum. Wes Fraser, the Travis family. Wes Fraser in Mansfield. Proud supporters of Greenwood Bulldog Athletics. ABC Printing and Signs. Top Notch Roofing. And Duck's Body Shop over in Mansfield. They love big hits when it comes to Greenwood baseball, but not when it comes to your vehicle. You get an accident, call Duck's Body Shop in Mansfield. The place to go to get your ride looking right. 479-928-5516. Duck's Body Shop.
Okay, you got Aiden Kennan at 83 pitches, 60 for strikes. That's pretty impressive. And then Ellison at 83, 54 for strikes.
Man. Yep, we got a new pitcher, though, here now, Keith.
One walk on the day for either team. Is that what you're showing?
Yeah, I have one.
One walk.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, that's we walked. Hunter Houston walked. Our
Ellison.
new pitcher is Kaufman. He was their DH.
That's convenient.
Yep. I don't. It looks like
Ellison's going to stay in and move
the
to
name is Short.
short.
Yeah, he'll take the place of Snyder, who wasn't in the lineup.
Yeah.
So DH went to pitcher. Ellison went to short. All right. Snyder's pulled. And he will get to look at Braden Skaggs, our DH. He had a hit his last time up. He's 1 for 2. Got stranded at third base in the fourth. 3-0. And a strike called.
It was short stride, just kind of an odd delivery, but effective.
Palmer's still back there at catcher. Here's the 0-1. It's laced to right field. Right fielder waited on it just a second, then comes in to make the catch. That's Powell. Out one.
And in 3 weeks, that's a hit. In 3 weeks, you're not going to find an outfielder that's playing deep second base. I mean, is he not playing too shallow
It
for
certainly
what?
looked shallow to me.
And it's partly Greenwood's fault for not, testing him and making him go back. But
Who we got? That's Austin Bircher. He's 1 for 2. Had to hit his last time up and stranded at first base. Grounded out to short in the third inning. And Kaufman up on top for Russellville in relief here in the top of the sixth. Swing and a miss. Some gas.
yeah, Bert's got to keep his head down. Just missed it.
Right-handed pitcher. Peyton Kaufman. Bunt is down. Kaufman off the mound. Over to first. 1-3 on the putout, and there's 2 down.
Here's why I think that was a bad bunt. It wasn't bad. If you have somebody over, that's exactly where you want to put it if you're moving somebody over. If you're bunting for a hit, it's got to be fair or foul. It's got to be down the line. Bircher's fast enough. If he gets that down the line, it's basically a foot race between him and the pitcher, and it's a lot better.
Yep.
And he'll get better as that goes. I mean, he saw something he liked, and as we see Austin take a hack at an inside fastball, foul it back. But, that's again, you got to remember how early Russellville's 6 games into it. This is our fifth. Well, this is their 7th, and our 5th.
Yeah. Austin Mitchell now, our center fielder, is 1 for 2. He got a hit in the third, scored a run, and struck out looking in the fourth. And he's at a 1-1 count here in the bottom of the sixth. There's a lace to the center field. It's down for a base hit. Mitchell 2 for 3 on the day.
A good job by Watkins in center. Instead of coming up, diving, letting it get by you, and then something gets started. You got 2 outs. Keep a runner at first. Of course, you got Harrison, who's getting more comfortable. We talk about him being uncomfortable, not looking comfortable.
Yep.
I thought his last at bat he looked a lot better. Not because he got a hit, just because body language, it's the confidence. You can see confidence.
Yes. I would say maybe went in and listened to the broadcast between innings and got some pointers.
He very well could have.
And we fired him up. Swinging there's a chopper back up the middle. Shortstop Ellison grabbed it and just went over and stepped on second. So the threat that there may have been started is over with. Greenwood left 1 on base. And they had no runs.
You hope that's the last batter for Greenwood.
Yes.
You hope we come out here. Aiden's going to come out at 83 pitches. I believe 110 is the amount. I don't think he'll get anywhere near that. But, for him to finish this, you want him to stay. If he can stay under 12 pitches for this inning, I think you'll see him finish it. If not, if he gets up around 15, you may see somebody start getting a little bit loose.
Looks like everybody's in the same spot defensively. No changes made. 3-0 Greenwood. Here we go to the top of the 7th. Bulldogs need 3 outs to win this first game.
First conference. No, we'll talk about it here in a minute. Sorry.
So, Kenan will give it a shot. He'll have to work on Jackson Crane. By night, a private investigator. By day,
That's right.
a left fielder for Russellville High School.
Maybe I'm thinking Denny Crane, too, from William Shatner. Denny Crane.
I don't know. Here's the first one from Kenan. Crane's 1 for 2 today, and that's a breaking ball that stayed upstairs. A 1-ball count. He flied out the center, had a hit in the second. They stranded him at first. And the 1-0 to Crane. Swinging a chopper is foul outside towards the Greenwood dugout.
Okay, this is a complete. For Russellville people who are listening, this is a completely. It's an uneducated statement about Russellville. But if it were true, so let's say Russellville's 0-6, and they really played mediocre guys, and you put them in the bottom half of the conference.
Mm-hmm.
This is, and we don't know. You and I, we don't have no idea what the conference is going to play out. I'll let you call this.
That's in the dirt. 2-1.
But it's crucial Greenwood start off 2-0 today. At home, you're playing somebody that's not in the top half, possibly bottom half. Again, we don't know.
Right. Yeah.
We'll know here in about 3 weeks when they've got 6 games under their belt.
Yep. Here's the 2-1. Swing and a miss and a bad pitch.
Bad
Crane
pitch.
fooled. Was outside and low.
But so, this is, to me, I know you've got a 3-0. You got to finish this game and start the next one hot and take care of business today.
I agree. It'd be nice to have a shutout. That's in the center field. Mitchell waits on it. Took about 2 steps to his right out there and makes the play. Out 1. Greenwood 2 outs away now from a Game 1 win here in this 5A West doubleheader. It's Mason Brady. He's their third baseman. He singled and struck out. He's 1 for 2.
It's 500.
Left him at first over in the 4th inning. That's outside. Ball 1.
I wonder if the umpires thought it was a 5 o'clock start.
Probably. Yep. Seemed like they used to be. That one bounced in from Kenan. He kind of scampers off the mound, a little frustrated. That went about 57 feet. Good job of Hosley to knock it down. Been impressed by Hosley today. Of course, he hadn't had to go get many. Kennan's been pretty good in the area. That's in there for a called strike on 2-0.
And it can't be. Give Hosley credit. I mean, he's waited. As senior, he's back there. He doesn't get to hit. He's got one job, and he does it well. He gets back there, and no one will work harder back there behind the plate.
Well, and you talk about our staff with, Sandifer and Rogers. Those guys were part of the heavy hitters club. But Ethan Adams, though, at catcher, you got some really good guys over there that have a lot of baseball knowledge. Here's the 2-2. 1 down. And this one's in the air and back out of play over the top. Now, that one's got a beat on your truck.
It sure does. Looks like the crowd, I kind of look at the reaction, may have hit something or came close.
Scott Holland out of the dugout hot after the foul ball. Keeping the legs loose over there. It's getting chilly. Around 50 degrees. It's 55 at first pitch. Here's the 2-2. Bounced in. Full count. Certainly don't want to walk anybody. And you talked about pitch count. No one's up and running in the bullpen. That doesn't mean that they won't bring in a player to pitch.
Well, and I think it would be. If you look at the pitching stats, which we have here, Carnes, Mitchell, Houston, Kenan, Pettigrew, all the guys that are on the only ones that are out in the field.
This one's fouled up over the top.
That hit a car.
I hope it's yours.
If it is, it's in the back of the truck.
Maybe hit the Greenwood Sports Center van.
Shannon Gillum got onto me on the way in because evidently I parked right on the line and took up 2 spots.
That one's chopped foul left side. So we got a battle going here. Mason Brady trying to get Kennon's pitch count up. I get him out of this game right here in the top of the 7th. Start this 3-run rally. There's one out. Greenwood leads 3-0. That one's in the air in play. Houston will come up and get it. He's in foul ground. Hunter draws the bead, makes the catch for out number 2. One more. Ty Watkins is the last hope for the Cyclones here in game 1. He's 0 for 2, struck out and flied out to left field.
You know, and the formula is not difficult, and I think Coach Brewer knows it well. In high school baseball, you need 2 or 3 pitchers that throw strikes. Yep. Velocity's great, but just throw strikes. You know, you can work. Then you have to have a defense behind them that'll play defense, and then you put the ball in the play hard. I mean, that's it. And right now we're getting definitely one of them. You know, we still had some hiccups in the field every game. We cleaned those up. Yep. So, you know, you're going to see with the way he works, the practices he runs, the amount of knowledge in the dugout, it's only going to get better from here.
So this was probably a talk about our pitch count, and he's like, I want you to go the distance. If you'll throw 3 strikes in a row, we'll get out of here.
And he's checking on his arm, too. You want to check on it and say, look, how do you feel?
Mm-hmm. Brandon Brewer, just so neat to see him walking back out into the dugout. Here's the first one to Hawkins. It's a swing and a miss. And he asked him to throw strikes, and Kennon says, I got a couple up my sleeve.
Yeah.
Watkins, the 9-hole, the last chance here for Russellville, top of the 7th with 2 outs. 0-1. That was laced to second base. Holt boots it, up with it, and can't make the play. Oh, Dawson's like kicking himself for that one.
Well, it's, you know, and that's what he told him. You got one more batter, and Dawson had a chance to end the game, and you've had that problem at second base.
And Brewer's back out, and that'll do it for Aiden Kennon. He'll get a nice applause and see who'll come in and take over it.
It'll be Mitchell.
Mitchell coming in from center field. Holt wants to go over and give Kennon a hug and say, sorry, bro. I can see him trying to catch up to him. So, Austin Mitchell is going to make his way in.
Well, balls are going to take bad hops, and they're going to kick up on you, but you got to circle around the ball so when it does take that bad hop, you corral it right in front of you. You know, he had to reach off to his right. There's no chance of getting where at least if it bounces off your chest and stays in front of you, you might be able to pick it up and get a chance.
So Mitchell will come in and try to get this last out with a runner at first base. He'll face the top of the order. I didn't see who came in to run out to center field. We'll try to get that figured out here shortly. Maybe the game changer will update it before I can get a number. Sandifer's out shooting signs to the outfielders. Mitchell is a junior as well. Remember his freshman year over there at Van Buren was stellar. We made the run to the semifinals a couple years ago. This guy's going to be a good one. That tells me Carnes will start game 2, correct?
Yes.
3-0, 2 outs.
And he's a lot like Aiden, where he's going to throw strikes, he's going to throw hard, he's going to challenge it, he's going to compete on that mound. I mean, you know, they call it a Bulldog mentality for a reason.
Right. Did we ever figure out who came to center field numbers? That's Bircher's in center now. Carr, who's in left field, the new left fielder.
It's going to be Zitzman.
Sleepy Zitzman out there at first.
No, at left.
I mean, at left, yes. Pettigrew's on first.
Now batting the second baseman, number 4, John Reed.
Greenbrier beat Van Buren 3-2 in game 1. Alma beat Harrison 9-1. Mountain Home beat Siloam 12-1. It's 5A West game 1s today, doubleheader action. And it's John Reed, a couple of strikeouts and a double so far today. We'll see if Mitchell can get him weighing in this game. Curveball's in there for a called strike. Two outs here in the top of the 7th. Holt's got a 2 RBI double. A highlight reel, and we'll kind of even out with the error there. This one's in the left. And Zitzman, you know, coming to the game, ball finds you. He makes an easy catch out there. And that'll end it for game number 1 of this doubleheader. And the Bulldogs move to 1-0 in conference play. And Holt, I knew he would, quickly went to Kennan and apologized for the post-game show.
Yeah, he's close with it.
Yeah.
They've been playing together, know each other a
Yes.
long time, two seniors. I'm sure he felt awful. And now we know exactly what Brewer said. Look, you get one more guy.
Yep.
Go right at him. Don't get your pitch count up.
Yep.
Finish him off. So he's like, Dawson, I'll give you a ground ball. And Dawson can't return the favor and get him out. But that's baseball.
Hey, 3-0. The win's a win, and we'll worry about all those stats and errors later. Great to have the Bulldogs in the winning column in conference play here in game number 1. They go to 2-3 overall. Cyclones drop to 0-7 and 0-1 in conference play. Kennan finished with 6 strikeouts. No walks. He scattered 5 hits. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yes, I can't find my 5th hit, but I know it's there. 1, 2, 3. Yeah,
He did.
5
They were
hits.
off
Yep,
in all
there.
five different people. You
Yep.
had Reed, Powell, Ellison, Crane, and Brady all had 1 hit.
Yep. For the Bulldogs, Holt had the 2 RBI double and reached on an error, so he got on base twice. He was 1 for 2. Adams had a hit, scored a run, got on with Carnes has scored a run, got on with a couple of errors. He was on 3 times or 4 times. He had a hit as well. No, I'm sorry. I'm looking down the wrong road there. Yeah, Carnes reached on an error and got on the fielder's choice. And then Mitchell scored the 3rd run. He had a hit as well in that 3rd inning where the Bulldogs made most of their hay.
Game changer as Mitchell was 2 for 3. And then,
He
of course,
was, yep.
Houston was 1 for 2. Skaggs 1 for 3. And Bircher 1 for 3.
Yes, and yes. That's exactly right. And they have Carnes with he did not get a hit. He was on base twice, a fielder's choice.
Yep,
error.
he got 2 stolen bases, though.
Right.
Carnes did.
3-0. Greenwood wins game 1. We'll take a break here and it'll be about 25 minutes. You might check back in with us at the top of the hour at 7 o'clock, and we will see about getting game 2 underway here in Greenwood as the Bulldogs and the Cyclones battle here in the 5A West. And we will sign off for now. Take you back over to Fox Sports Radio on the radio side, and we'll have the live stream back up and going around the top of the hour for you here in Greenwood. It is a win for Greenwood, 3-0 here in game 1 of this 5A West doubleheader over Russellville. Be back at the top of the hour with some more Greenwood baseball on Greenwood Sports Center and the Sports Hog 103.5.